Nice battle scars, huh? Did you get those tripping on the way to training? The recruit's voice carried across the barracks, sharp with mockery. Heads turned, laughter flickered nervously among the fresh faces, but one woman stood still, her jaw tightening. Her sleeve was rolled up, revealing long, jagged scars running down her forearm. She didn't answer. She didn't flinch. She just looked at the ground. Before we move further into this story, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear. Let's dive in. The recruit smirked, emboldened by the silence. Come on, tell us. Some kitchen accident? Or maybe you just want attention. His words stung sharper than knives, and a few others chuckled, trying to mask their discomfort. The woman kept her silence, her shoulders squared, her breathing steady, but her eyes betrayed the storm inside. Then heavy boots echoed against the floor. A shadow stretched across the room as the door opened. The chatter stopped. A decorated general stepped inside, his chest lined with ribbons, his presence commanding instant respect. The recruits snapped to attention, every smirk wiped clean, except for the one who had mocked her. He still wore a half grin, confident that no one important had heard his words. But the general's gaze didn't sweep the room like usual. His eyes locked straight onto the woman with the scars. His lips curled into something rare, a smile of recognition. He strode forward, slow and deliberate, until the room was frozen. Then his voice boomed with pride. "Good to see you again, Viper." The room went dead silent. Every head snapped toward her. Confusion rippled through the recruits. Viper? That wasn't a name. That was a call sign. A call sign reserved only for the most elite. The general turned to the others, his expression hardening. "Do you know who stands among you? She's not just another recruit. She's one of the fiercest soldiers I've ever served alongside. Those scars, they're not shame. They're survival. They're honor. And every one of you is lucky she's chosen to train here, because you'll learn more from her grit than you ever will from any manual." The recruit who had mocked her turned pale, his grin collapsing into a grimace. The general's voice grew sharper, cutting through the air. "When you see scars, you see weakness. When I see scars, I see battles survived, missions completed, lives saved, and her call sign, Viper, was earned because she struck fast, hard, and without mercy against those who threatened her team. Remember that." The woman finally lifted her head, her eyes meeting the general's. For the first time since the mockery began, she let herself breathe easier. She hadn't asked to be defended, but she stood taller now, her silence no longer heavy with shame, but weighted with dignity. The room's air shifted. The same recruits who had chuckled moments before now looked at her with awe, even guilt. The general stepped closer, his voice softer but firm, meant only for her. "You've carried more than most can imagine. Don't ever let them forget it." Then he turned back to the group, his voice like thunder again. "And let this be the last time anyone here confuses scars with weakness. In this room, scars are proof of courage." No one dared move. The recruit who mocked her swallowed hard, his hands fidgeting. He opened his mouth to apologize, but words failed him. The silence in the barracks was suffocating. Then slowly, the other recruits straightened their posture, some even giving her small nods of respect. One whispered under his breath, "Viper." As if the name itself carried legend, the woman didn't gloat. She didn't smirk. She simply stood steady, her scars still visible, but no longer a source of humiliation. Now they were her badge, her truth, her story written in skin. The general gave a final look across the recruits. "If you want to wear this uniform, learn this lesson well. Never underestimate the soldier standing next to you. You don't know what they've survived to be here. And the ones with scars, they've already proven they can endure." With that, he turned and walked out, leaving the recruits in heavy silence. But it wasn't an awkward silence anymore. It was reverence. From that day forward, no one mocked her scars again. They asked her questions, sought her guidance, and whispered her call sign with quiet respect. The recruit who had ridiculed her avoided her gaze for weeks, his shame a constant reminder of what arrogance costs. And the woman once humiliated for her scars walked taller, not because she needed validation, but because the truth had been spoken aloud. Her scars weren't ugly. They were proof that she was still here. proof that she had earned her name, her respect, and her place. Because sometimes the quietest soldier in the room carries the loudest story. If this story touched you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know how you feel in the comments.